Alright, so I'm all loaded up and I'm about to head down the hill to the water. I got, an umbrella rig, some parachute jigs, some bombers, and some Fisherholic twisty tubes, and hopefully I can troll around a little bit off the lighthouse and connect with a few lunker striped bass. And recently, there's actually been quite a few large fish around. They kind of just appeared out of nowhere. This season has been really, up and down, or, all or nothing fishing for the striped bass. And, the last couple days have actually been pretty phenomenal. Not in the kayak, but in the larger boat that I work out here in Montauk. There's actually been 2 big bunker blitzes in a row with like 30 to 40, 50 pound striped bass on those bunker. And, they're not only hitting bunker, they're hitting pretty much anything you kind of troll through the school, which is kind of cool, and which is really great. So I think I might have a good opportunity here if I can put myself on top of that big school. Well, let's hit the water. Just gorgeous out here this evening, beautiful. It's around 7 p.m. right now. I didn't have much time to get out here and fish. I've been fishing all day on the big boat, and I have a window of opportunity here to get out before dark. And then I got some family coming this evening, and I have to go out to dinner with them and do the whole touristy thing out here in Montauk. So I'm probably going to fish till dark, then I'm probably going to get out of here. The tide's still trickling in here pretty good up front of the lighthouse. And one of the good things about fishing Montauk is that even though, say, high tide at the point would be, say, 7 p.m., which it is like right now, the tide still comes in for like another half hour or so, because it takes a while for that tide to slow down and then turn around, or slow down, then go to slack, and then turn around and start going out. But if you keep moving east, you can actually keep fishing pretty, strong incoming current. So I could fish all the way to Block Island if I wanted to, and I would still be fishing incoming tide. I'm gonna start off trolling the umbrella rig. For whatever reason, the bass have been hitting the umbrella rig better than the big tubes and better than the parachute jigs recently. It kind of has been going back and forth between those 3 lures off the end here. I'm going to start off with the umbrella rig, and if I don't get any bites, then I'll probably switch over to the parachute jig. And maybe right before dark, I'll switch over to a big trolling tube, because stripers just absolutely love trolling tubes, and usually you'll be able to find 1 or 2 big bass, 1 or 2 big straggler bass, closer to dark on the big tube. I'm probably going to drop down this umbrella rig maybe 50 to 75 yards behind the kayak, depending on the depth that I'm going to be fishing. There's 6 ounces of weight on this umbrella rig, so it gets down there pretty deep in this current. And I'm using 50-pound test Green Moss Power Pro braid on my 320 GT2 Penn bait casting reel here. And I like using braid when trolling because it has a really thin diameter, so you can get down into the strike zone easier with less weight. If I was using monofilament floats, so it wouldn't work too effectively for getting that bait down into the strike zone. You could use fluorocarbon, but fluorocarbon doesn't give you as thin as a diameter as braid does, so you won't get as much line on a reel, unless you're using, say, like a big Penn International or something. But not many guys are using that for trolling for striped bass. On top of it being like a beautiful evening out here, it's Monday night. So one of the good things about fishing the rips out here on a Monday night, or say like a Monday through a Wednesday, is that spread out across the rips here there might be 15-20 boats instead of 100 to 300 boats on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. To tell you the truth, I really only had 1 good outing this summer where I actually hammered the heck out of big striped bass, like one after the other. I left them biting. There was so many fish, and every fish was 25 pounds to 45 pounds. And that was during my July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. And since that day, it's been really, really spotty, the fishing, really spotty. And I've actually never seen it this spotty before in July and August. I probably came out here in August. Today is August 15th. I probably came out here already 8 times. And, you know, I caught a few schoolies, you know, like really, really small schoolies. Or I caught like 2 bluefish, you know. And that's like terrible. Usually I come out here and at least can get, you know, one fish like 25, 30 pounds on a bad day. I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining, but, you know, I'm just saying that the fishing isn't as good this year as past years, and, you know, it is what it is. You just got to keep moving forward and putting your time and work in, and hopefully I'll be rewarded. So that's all I have to say about the fishing this year in Montauk. Let's catch a lunker now. Let's catch that pig. Almost a full moon out there, if you can see it. So the current's gonna run a little bit longer probably than usual as that moon gets closer to full. That'll give me a little bit extra time to try and find a fish. And if I'm lucky, maybe a couple fish. I have about a 5-knot current right out here on the inner elbow. Oh, there's a fish right there. There he is. I hope that's a bass. There he is. I don't know what it is, but it's a fish. It might be a bluefish, might be a little striper. Oh, it's pulling pretty good now. Maybe I got something else. I'll be happy if it's a striper and he got off. Of course he did. Of course he did. All right, well, let's reel it up, check it, and do the same pass again, and hopefully I'll be able to get the next one in the boat. That first bass probably came off because I've got a really fast current and I was trolling, you know, straight up tide. So basically I was drifting to that fish really, really fast, and that fish was swimming towards me. So I wasn't able to reel down on that fish fast enough, and there was too much slack in the line and he just popped off. Oh, big fish right there. Big fish, big fish. Oh yeah, that feels good. That feels really good. Oh. Oh. On the umbrella rig. Oh. Oh, that's a monster. That's a monster. Oh. Nah, it's a fish. Oh, just trying to keep up with this fish is ridiculous right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is a big heavy fish. I was trolling slightly down tide, and that's how I got this fish. It almost felt like I hooked the bottom at first. I had no clue what it was. Out here trolling on the elbow. This is where I had a feeling it would happen. Woo! What would be really cool is if I have a double header. It feels really, really heavy. So I might have a double header if I'm really lucky. Oh, really heavy fish. Giving me a Montauk sleigh ride. I had a lot of line out there. Whew. Oh. Yeah, man. This feels so good. August has been a really tough month. Really tough month. All right, I got the leader up. Oh, it's a big girl. It's a big girl. It's a big girl. Good hook set right in the corner of the mouth. Let's get her on the boat. Yeah. Now it is an extremely beautiful evening, beautiful sunset, beautiful water, and this big, beautiful bass in the kayak. Woo! This has to be at least probably a mid 30-pound fish. Oh. Whew. All right, let's get this big girl back in the water. There she goes, straight down. All right, let's go back up tide and try and do that same pass and catch another. All right, well, I'm gonna start working my way back to the beach. I'm still trolling my umbrella rig, and I'm gonna kind of see what happens. I'm probably gonna keep trolling until it gets a little bit too dark, like pitch black dark, and then I'm probably gonna switch over to like a black bomber to troll the rest of my way back to the beach. Right now I'm probably maybe 3/4 of a mile off the beach or a mile off the beach. So I got a little bit of a pedal ahead of me. Oh, there he is. There we go. That's a good fish, guys. Good fish. I'm thinking it's a bass. Might be a bluefish. Hooked this fish on the inside of the elbow, right about to get my way to Jones Reef. I was just on the edge of the elbow in Jones Reef. I was dragging bottom for quite a while. I kept having to reel my umbrella rig up. And then finally I stopped dragging bottom and I knew I was right above the bottom. And that's when this fish nailed it. My camera battery is running pretty low. I'm trying to horse this fish in to get him in and catch him on film so you guys can see him and get him back in the water. These fish are really tiring my arms out. Man, I've been up so early. I've been out in the hot sun all day. It was like 95 degrees all day, even on the water. Oh, he's pulling real hard at the kayak. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, and I reeled the swivel into the guide. Monster blue. Monster chopper blue. Oh my gosh! Woo! Look at the size of this bluefish. This is easily like a 36-inch bluefish. Crazy. Woo! I hooked this fish on the same trailer tube on the umbrella rig that I hooked the big bass on. So that definitely tells you something, that they like that trailer hook. Oh man, this is definitely like a 14, 15-pound fish. I thought it was gonna be like a medium-sized bass or something. Woo! All right, let's get this big bag. I can't even talk. Let's get this big bad blue back in the water. there he goes. Woo! All right, so that was pretty sweet. Caught that big blue. It wasn't a big bass, but hey, I caught 2 nice fish this evening. I'm gonna start heading back to the beach, and I'm probably gonna end up calling it for the night because, you know, I'm happy with the 2 big fish that I caught. Really happy. It's been like a 2-week long streak of me coming out here in the kayak and not really doing too well. I haven't caught, you know, probably in the last 2 weeks, any fish over 35 pounds, 30 pounds. You know, all of them have been dinks or they've been like bluefish. You know, I haven't really caught anything big. You know, I haven't caught any big fluke. I haven't, you know, it's been really, really tough. And, you know, I have been working a lot, so I haven't had to get out. I haven't had much time to get out here in the water, you know, as I would like. But, you know, I come out here for a couple hours here and there and do the best I can to try and catch as many fish. And usually I plan my outing, so I'm out here when the bite is gonna be the best. And that's what I've been doing all summer, but, you know, it's just been a tough bite. It's been on or it's been off. And it's been off more than on this year. But, you know, hopefully things are gonna get a little bit better, you know, after tonight. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little kayak fishing video. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, if you want to see more kayak fishing videos or surf casting videos, and post a comment in the comment section below if you have any more questions or you want to see another video or something, you know, on my channel that you'd like to see me try and catch a fish in a certain way or do something. You know, post that down in the comment and I'll be sure to get back to you, and hopefully I'll be able to make that video for you if you give me a good idea. And yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to check in the description for any more information about tackle, you know, stuff like that, camera gear, all that. And never forget, live to fish, fish to live. I'll see you guys out on the water.